Alright, it's literally like 10 seconds later from the main channel, so I'm hoping some of you guys can join me as I walk around to the neighborhood. So there we go. Alright, hi Tina, hey John, hey Gotham City Comics. Gotham City, were you on my main channel? I'm not sure if you caught the main. I was ranting and raving a little bit about the just some of the negative people that I keep getting on the main channel. It saps me. Hey Brian, hey Alex, hey Ronnie. Okay, I'm gonna flip over so you're not looking at my face bobbing around. All right, that felt nice to actually get that off my chest a little bit. It's one of the things that just keeps, you know, like every time I'm like, pops aren't selling as well. They're like, well, it's your fault. You should be selling NFT pops or, you know, the fun day pops. I'm like, I don't want to be a flipper, so I'm not really looking for that kind of stuff. Hey, Iron Addict. And I don't want to buy from Funko directly, honestly. I want to buy from collectors to try to help out collectors. But the market's been really weak for the cheaper stuff. And so because of that, I've had to cut back, and it makes me feel kind of bad because I know there's a lot of people out there that have big collections they need to clear out of their house, and they have nowhere to bring them, and they have no way to sell them. Yeah, no, exactly. I'm on the main channel. Like, this channel has been the channel where, like, all you guys, like, oh, hey, Lars, most of you guys are moderators on here. Because you were guys just, like, when I was struggling with the other channel and having a really bad time, I started this channel just to feel healthier. But, like, I thought it was a physical health. I thought I was going to start walking to get physically healthy because I felt like I was having health problems. But what I realized was it wasn't only the oh hey Mr. Brightside, it wasn't only the physical health benefits, but the mental health benefits. I realized hanging out with you guys so often and just chatting and just like, I felt the love, and I really appreciate you guys. That's why I love this channel. So I do like this channel. I want to hit the 1,000 subscribers just so it's the thing that just happens. I don't have to think about it. I just come on here, hang out. Because I know some people don't want to hear me rant and rave or just talk about stories or whatnot for an hour or two straight. I know some people just want to see toys or just comics. And that's why I have the comic channel, and that's why I will still have the main channel. And then this is the channel for me just to walk around and hang out with you guys. Enjoy. No, I'm not really enjoying the heat though. It's so hot. It's so hot. But as you can see, the neighborhood is hopping. There's a lot of people out and about, enjoying a Friday evening in the neighborhood, even at 84 degrees or however hot it still is. No, Friday night is just a very, very like club oriented. People are going to the bars, you know, pizzerias are open left and right. There's at least 5 pizzerias open. There's a lot of dispensaries open. Yeah, pizza is always good. I mean, I'm in the middle of New York City, so it's New York City pizza. Although they do have Hawaiian pizza in some of these places. So I'm not sure if you're a Hawaiian pizza fan, but I know that's a local pizza delicacy for you. I'm trying to open up a soda. Music these days, I don't know. I don't find myself listening to too much music as I used to. Mostly, honestly, I've had at least the last 2 weeks, I've had my head in like 5 to 8, not 8, maybe 5 or 6 whatnot streams trying to win stuff. Yeah, pizza is great. I can't. The new pizza place that used to be my favorite that closed, that was really bad, it's actually pretty good again. And I ended up eating. Oh, I gotta look at the junk pile. Every time I see a box of junk, I just gotta look. It's the inner junk nerd in me. Every once in a while, I'll find a box full of comics or something, and they'll be absolutely amazing. Right, I gotta get the soda open. I need a little sugar. So weird. I always thought it was a Hawaiian thing. Maybe they just call it to make it sound like it's fun and tropical, but it's actually like from Michigan or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Hey, Zeke. Sweet. I'm so happy a bunch of you guys popped over. How many of you are here for the first time on my walking channel? I'm just really curious. I'm trying really hard. I got 20 something people, I think, to subscribe today, doing whatnot giveaways, which was pretty fun. And I'm gonna start doing, I think, regular walks on the main channel, just whatever topic I feel like I need to talk about on the main channel. Probably be like a collecting. Yeah, well, Brian, Brian, what kind of pizza do you have there? I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's Michigan exactly. I'm just saying it would be something that's like, Michigan does not really feel like it would be a Hawaiian pizza type, but who knows, we don't know where the pineapple pizza came from. Oops, I got Chris. Like tuna fish pizza. Does someone eat that somewhere? I don't know. I was watching someone eat Chicago pizza, and like, it just seems so weird to me, just like a big old pile of sauce. All right, Alex, that's awesome. Randomly, I was actually walking down one of the streets and I found a whole box full of comics, and there was a Johnny the Homicidal Maniac #1 just sitting in the box, probably like in a first print, so probably like a $150 comic. I could not believe it. And that's one I was looking for about 6 years, and I had maybe 6 or 7 different printings, but not a first print. There was another time I was looking for, Billy Bombs, who runs the Queen's Comic Party. He told me, he said Gotham Thrift got a Iron Fist 14. And at the time, I really wanted an Iron Fist 14. And I was like, oh, really cool. So I went to Gotham Thrift and I asked them about it, and they had no idea what I was talking about. So I looked on their eBay and saw that they had sold it. That's funny. So that's what we have to blame Canadians for pineapple pizza? I guess we can go this way. Hey, Raphael, how are you? So I went to Gotham Thrift. I looked on their eBay. They had sold it. So they had no idea what I was talking about. They had sold it. So I was a little bit bummed out because I thought I'd get a cheap one. The next day, I went to another local junk store just because I wanted to look at comics, because I was a little disappointed I didn't get it. They had a copy there. I grabbed it with like 10 other comics. They wanted $3 a piece. So it was probably like a 6070 grade. So I got like a 6070 Iron Fist 14, first appearance of Sabretooth, for $3. Amazing. It's been a while since I've kind of found because there's so many more people looking for comics now than compared to like 10 years ago. You just don't find deals like that as often anymore. Lars, I really appreciate you. Like, Lars, even when we get in a little bit of a heated debate, it's usually on how awesome something is, and it's not really like negative, which I appreciate. I don't mind good constructive criticism or a little bit of debate on what's better, like this type of music or that type of music. But I just don't like when people are absolutely negative towards you, because I always say everyone's a little bit different and everyone likes slightly different things. So whatever you love might not necessarily be something that someone else loves. And it's good to have a little debate about that, but it's also good to have understanding that people are a little bit different out there. Hey, Todd, how are you? Now, I do like pineapple. I don't think I've ever had a pineapple pizza, but I'm willing to give it a try, honestly. Because honestly, most pizza now, I don't eat the crust because I have celiac, so the gluten really like swells up my intestines. So I can't really have a full slice of pizza. But I have a feeling if I got a pineapple pizza and I could eat just the cheese, sauce, and pineapple, that actually might be pretty good without the crust. Just like a little sweet and savory combination, something like that. But yeah, Lars, you have been a wonderful addition to my walk videos, and I always enjoy the different things you come up with, that you tell me about, the different comics, the different things that I'm maybe not aware of. I think it's awesome. It feels old-timey. Back in the 90s, when I was in college and stuff, we would influence each other. Oh, have you heard this new album? Have you read this new book? And I feel like you don't get that as much anymore. It's more like, you go on Amazon and it recommends something because 1,000 million other people bought one book with the CD you bought, that kind of thing. Man, it's hot out here. I know, I love the walking channel. This is like, why I like the walking channel? Because I can just walk, I can just talk, and I can just like de-stress, and I'm not so worried about it. And also, it's you know, Tina has the band hammer real quick. I think the 1 or 2 times people come in and be kind of like snotty. Tina's amazing. Yes, you can say you're not a fan of the Smiths or the Cure. I realize you're probably not a fan of that genre of music in general, and that's okay. We all have different, you know, likes that we like. Like I'm a fan of like fun K-pop music. I don't know if a lot of people are. I know some people are, but I like it. No, the Doom, I did not. What is the Kith 60th anniversary X-Men collab? I'm actually curious now. The pop market is sketchy. It's a lot more flipper, people trying to make money, scammy types, and a lot of negativity. And I don't like it really that much at all. I know a lot of the people that loved it for the pop culture are leaving. I know a lot of people that just got so pissed off because people bought up all the supply and tried to flip it and they couldn't get it. And there's things they really, really wanted and they had to quit collecting. I mean, I'm at the point where I'm done with Pops as well. For the sense is, last New York Comic Con, I realized how much, because I wasn't able to go to the big event, it just really, really hurt me, and I just felt like I just don't want to deal with it anymore. I collect stuff for the joy of it, right? I don't want to collect stuff and be pissed off every time. Every time a company releases something, if you're getting pissed off, the company is doing something wrong, right? It shouldn't be something where you should be excited and celebrating new releases and not like overwhelmed and angry and pissed off about it. That's really not, like, when a new beautiful comic book comes out, I'm really excited. Now maybe I might not get the hot new alternate cover, but the thing is they make the regular covers and you can still get the comic and read it. You can still enjoy the comic for the comic's sake, but you can also have a chance to get something rare. So it's like the best of both worlds. You don't really have that with Funko. Funko is more like everything is overwhelming, way overproduced. But then here's this really rare thing that we're only going to let some scammers get. Or we're only going to let a certain amount of people get. And it's just really, really annoying. Yeah, they're doing really, really bad. I mean, I love pepperoni. I haven't had it with pineapple. I'll have to try it out, actually. Yeah, now that's the thing with Pops, is they just make so many that it gets overwhelming real quick. And I realize I'm just at the point where I still really enjoy them. Like when I see certain ones when I'm going through my collection, I get really kind of emotional and I really don't want to sell them. And so I end up selling a few that I kind of wish I wouldn't have sold. But they're also ones I figured they're, you know, 8 years old. They're worth $15. I could probably get it again if I really need it. Right now, what I really want is the space to do videos. I want to make a lot more videos. I miss doing regular videos. Oh, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I want it to be fun, and I want to make videos where we're all having fun together. Like, if you don't care about my videos and you only care about what kind of deal I can hook you up with, I don't know. You're not really here for the videos, if that makes sense. Yeah, not only is there too many Funko Pops, but the way to distribute them, it feels very unfair. Like, why does it always feel when there's a new hot release that's really unfair? Like, something happens that makes it feel like you got screwed. And I don't like that feeling. You shouldn't have to have that feeling, right? And then, yeah, I'm down. I've sold probably 1,000 to 2,000 out of 9,000. So I still have probably about 5,000 to go. They're just not selling fast enough for me to clear them out. But I'm also, I'm craving the big comic books. Like, I bought a few this year. Oh, they switched up this window again. They're in a nice, fun, pink summer festive mood. I really think I'm going to go through, like, I have to catch up with my credit cards because I bought way too many comics in the last few months. So once it catches up, I might go after our first appearance of Doctor Strange, because I saw 6.0 just went for 4,000. A 6.0, you know, it used to be a 3.5 would be 4,000. A 6.0 went for 4,000. That seems amazing. 6.0 is right in the condition where it looks really good for me. Like, it's not mint, but it's only going to have very minor flaws that really don't. There's only a few issues in a 6.0 that the flaws still bother me. Like Batman 181. That's an issue where you almost need an 8.0. Otherwise, the red just gets so worn out. It looks terrible. Oh, Rick, that's awesome. Yeah, no, comic books have so many different values to them. You have the monetary value of them. You have the desirability value of them. You have the utility value of them because you can read them. You have the collectability value of them. I'm actually kind of looking forward to Blue Beetle, but I'm probably going to watch it at home. I don't feel like I need to pay, $80 to go see the movie. And Eric, you and me both. Oh, Doom, that sounds really cool, actually. I'm going to have to look that up. Can Doom143, can you leave a comment after this live stream just to remind me to look that X-Men thing up? Because that sounds actually really, really neat. Steph. Well, I love 80s music because that's like what I grew up with, so I'm very nostalgic for it. I might say 70s music, I might think it's better. And this is just a personal opinion. So I'm not trying to say your opinion would be wrong. I'm just saying for me, I feel like when they switched over from tube amps on instruments to electronic amps, there was a ring or a tone to the music that got lost. So the 80s music I don't like as much, but I still love a lot of it. But I love like Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and a lot of that kind of 70s stuff. But 80s stuff, I love a lot of new wave. There's a lot of that kind. The thing is, I've loved so much type of music. I also love 90s music. I love all the alternate rock. I love all the funk metal, Primus, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rage Against the Machine. I put that stuff on. I still really, really love it. I did not get the KRS. My budget for comics right now is $0. I am broke. I've been, this neighborhood is a very, very hip, club active neighborhood. So it's actually on a Friday night, it's still active till like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. But yeah, right now I'm trying not to spend any money because I have about 12 grand on my credit cards to catch up with. So until I kind of paid those off, I'm not going to go too crazy with comics. I'm trying to find a little bit of deals here or there because I still want to do the Sunday night big mega hauls. And I'm at probably 300 comics this Sunday. So I am still buying comics, but I am cutting back. Early 2000s music. I know there's good early 2000s music, but by then it was kind of fragmented. So there was never anything in the early 2000s that really, really struck a chord with me. I did like, let me think, early 2000s, Placebo. I was into Michelle Branch for a while. I liked, I can't think, early 90s. Like I liked more upbeat, it was late 90s. I liked kind of more sad folk music. I was into Ani DeFranco and Dar Williams because I was kind of sad and it was like the perfect music at the moment. I met Allison though. Once I met Allison, boom, happy dude. Wanted happy music. So I got into kind of more happy music in the early 2000s. And then I would say by 2010s, I was into J-pop, like Carrie Pamu Pamu. Loved her. I saw her 3 times in concert. Perfume. Then I got into K-pop with like Tara, Kara. Trying to think of who else I listened to a lot of. But yeah, I've liked so many different types of music through the year. I know that's why I hate, if someone asks me to recommend music, it's like the worst question because I like so many and everyone's taste in music is so different. Like it's ask anyone who their favorite mom was, right? I'm assuming 98% of the time it's your own mom or your wife, right? Who's your favorite mom? Well, my mom is, of course. Oh, okay. Maybe that'll be my favorite mom too. I think that's kind of like what music is. Oh, thank you, Rick. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah, well, that's why the walking channel is good for me too because it doesn't cost me much. I've probably spent $500, $1,000 since I started the walking channel because I had to buy 2 stabilizers. I have to pay $250 a month for the phone and phone service. And, I bought new shoes. I bought all kinds of things for the walking channel. But to me, it was worth it just for the positive energy I've had doing the channel, but it's also kind of why I want to get it monetized, so I can make my $2 a day, whatever it is I make, because that will help continue to pay for whatever I need to replace. Like, I still have to replace all my electronic gear that I lost in the flood in the basement, so I need like $500 for that. And I need to, right now I owe Will $900, like just under $900. So that's why I've been doing Whatnot. I'm up to $300 to pay him. So over the weekend, I'm going to try to get the $900 to pay him. And then I'm just letting the store sales pay down the credit cards and the bills and stuff. So yeah, you know what it is? It just, in July, it's always slow because it's moving season. Lots of people are moving. Lots of people want to sell me stuff. B, it's vacation season. So people aren't moving in July. They are on vacation. And so the sand is hot, right? How many people want to go out in 92 degree, 95 degree weather to buy pops and records and stuff? So the sales really drop off. But once we get to the end of August, they'll pick back up again, I think. Oh, the CM Punk Raphael was already claimed by someone. I still have it. I will double check. I didn't know you wanted the CM Punk. I'd rather you have got it. Because the guy who wants it is a regular, but he wanted to trade equal value pops, so like an equal value trade. But it was just something I would sell, so it wasn't really a trade I wanted to do. So I said, you know what, if you trade me that pop in $20, so I make a little bit on the transaction. He said, what? My pop's worth the same and yours is a little damaged. I'm like, yeah, but the CM Punk is a grail from, 8 years ago? And so we agreed to the deal, but it wasn't like a fun deal. It was kind of a stressful deal. So, so I spend in my business 20 grand a month. Kid you not, I spend 20 grand a month on average. Why? Because I buy and sell stuff. That's my business, right? I buy comics, I buy toys, I buy records, I buy action figures. I spend 20 grand, maybe a little bit less. Like in the month of July, this month, I'll probably only spend 10 grand. But like when this business is going full throttle, I'll spend 20 grand. The most I've ever spent is 50 grand. You have to spend money to make money. For every dollar I spend, I probably make a dime. Lars, I have, I'm pretty sure I have a full set of them. Lars, I feel like I need to start making a pile of comics to trade. Lars, would you be up to sending me a bunch? You're in Sweden, correct? Am I getting that information wrong? I think you're in Sweden. I would love just a random pile of local comic books in Swedish from you. And I could trade you like comics. So if you send me 30 comics, I'll send you 30 back of just, stuff you want. Because I know you said you were looking for the Camelot set. If you're looking for that, like I think I'd be willing to do a little trade. You just have to make me a list of things you want. You know what it is? Because I'm on the spectrum, I'm very not good with people. So banks really intimidate me. I only go to a bank like once a decade. My wife does most of the banking. But I also, I don't like keeping debt on the credit cards. I use them to get points. Yeah, I like that. So if you get, 2% back on 20 grand is what? $400 a month? Yeah, $400. So I get about $400 back a month, $200 on the slower months on the credit card, which is that's like a good minimum wage week extra that I get just spending on the things I need to. I don't like keeping the balance. I pay them off each month if I can. And if I can't pay them off, then I pay the previous balance just so that there's no interest. And then the next month I pay it off. So I cycle through about 7 different cards. So I do have like a 2 to 4 week window that I can leapfrog the cards. And then when I feel like the sales just tank in the shop, then all I do is I stop buying it for the shop and I focus on paying the cards. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm paying off, I have 12,000 to go. I'm paying off about 2 grand a week. So it's going to take me about 6 weeks to pay them all off. And so I'm hoping by August they'll be paid off and then I will start again. It's also, I stopped doing a lot of videos on the main channel. The main channel used to make me $1,000 to $2,000 a month. And right now it's making me like $200 a month. So that's a big drop I've had. Yeah, this, I'm walking right now because it's like 83 and it's the only acceptable temperature. Like even 83 is too hot for me, but it's a lot better than the 95 it was earlier today. The other day it was 71 degrees. I didn't want to walk. I didn't want to talk, but I rushed out to do a stream just because the temperature was like absolute perfection for a few hours. But yeah, credit card interest is too high. I don't recommend leaving any debt on the credit cards. I just use the credit cards because I like getting the 2% back. On my Amazon card, I get 5% back. So if I have to buy any gear, I buy on Amazon unless I can find the price cheaper. But honestly, most of the time, because of Prime, you get the free shipping. I get the 5% back. It's hard to find a place that'll sell it for a better price with the free shipping. So I just buy it on Amazon. I mean, comics and toys are even more fun when you can buy all the ones you want. When it was my parents paying for it, I had a very limited ability to buy them. All right, Will traded me sold me 6 mass vehicles in the collection of toys that he traded in last week. 6 mass vehicles is more than I got for Christmas. And I think I gave him $10 a piece for them. So for $60, which is like nothing for me, I got a whole set of really cool mass vehicles with their figures. Not all of them were complete, but most of them were. So I just like, yeah. For me, it can be Christmas every week. You've watched my YouTube videos. You've seen me opening up my box after box of fun crap. I can't do that. I couldn't do that as a kid. Yeah, money is scary when you're not sure you're going to have enough to pay for everything. That's for sure. So with my business, it's never about how fast I flip stuff. Here, I'll tell you. Back in the day, we used to sell up to 60 grand a month on Amazon. And we were just like, spend. I was spending $2,000 a month in Google ads to get people to sell me stuff through my website. And I would buy. And with that 60 grand, we'd keep maybe like 4 grand. I was barely making any profit because I had to pay for employees. I had to find stuff to keep the engine. I kept spending, and really not making that much. And then I realized, you know what? Making money is not about the speed at which you make it, but how much value you make using it. It's so much different to make value with your money than to try to make money. So a lot of times I'm not selling the thing I just bought. In my shop, a lot of times I'm selling stuff I bought last year or the year before or a decade ago. I'm always trying to sell something, but whatever I'm selling it's like ripened, it's matured. It's like I planted seeds 10 years ago, and now I'm turning those seeds into value. Yeah, the comics are really finding me joy. The comic market is kind of tanked as much as actually even more than the pop market. Pop market hasn't fallen as much, at least for the expensive stuff. But that just makes me want to earn as much as I can because I want to grab all these amazing books that feel like they're coming back down to a reasonable price. I remember 10 years ago, I wanted a Action Comics 252, and I never saw any above a 2025 on eBay. And when I did, they would be like $500. Now I'm seeing 6.0s going for like 2,500. Yeah, 2,500 is a lot more than 500, but 500 10 years ago was equivalent of maybe like 1,000 today. And 1,000 today, you're gonna pay less than that for a 225. And I see a lot more higher grade ones. I enjoy comics. The comics just bring me so much joy. I think I'm trying to answer it. I miss anyone's questions or comments? I think I'm answering everybody, but I'm not 100% sure because I'm just ranting and raving. Trying to talk as much as possible, but then when I'm talking, I'm not really reading the chat. But that's another reason why pops are struggling. If I have to rely on only selling brand new hot pops and flipping them quick, I'm not a happy camper. I don't want to run a business like that. I haven't. I did in the past when I tried to buy big, popular hot things and flip them quick, turn $50 into $60. It was not fun. It was really stressful because it's like you had to constantly find. I'd rather buy a giant pile of kind of worthless crap and slowly turn it into cash. See, I'm looking, a lot of the walk channels actually do really well in the snow. Like the snow videos seem to be the most popular ones. So I'm actually really looking forward to bundling up and walking in the snow. I think I'll do that a lot more than I am in the heat.
Yeah, okay.
All right, well, Lars, I mean, if you want some US stuff, what I'm saying is if you want to find me some cheap dollar or two, you know, Swedish comics, just whatever, and just, it doesn't even have to be anything specific. I just like the idea of getting a stack of fun stuff from Sweden, even if it's stuff you don't like. I just like the idea of getting some stuff. If you want. If you don't want to, or you can't afford the ship or whatever, that's okay too. I totally understand. I'm just offering it out there because I love the idea of collecting a lot more international comics. But yeah, what was I saying? So with Funko Pops, if I can't sell everything from the cheapest junk to the most expensive stuff, it kind of breaks down for me. So it's harder for me to buy collections. If I buy collections, I can only sell the $500 stuff, and everything else, it means I have to cherry pick, and I really don't want to cherry pick people's collections. Yeah, I really actually kind of looking forward to snow walks. But I'm gonna have to figure out a way to really bundle myself up and cover my face, because I do get kind of asthma when it's really cold. But yeah, I'm looking forward to beautiful snow walking. Someone tell me, why is the Empire State Building today is blue and pink? What is it celebrating? I'm curious. It looks really cool though. I like the blue and pink color. I'm not sure. I guess I walked 15 minutes, so I gotta walk about an hour more to hit my steps for the day. I think so. Lars, I mean, honestly, it doesn't even have to be a well-known artist. It could just be anything, or it could be other country comics that are translated into Swedish, just with interesting different covers or format. Like, it could be just a Spider-Man comic book that everyone knows, but just has slightly different covers or slightly different artwork. I just like the variety of comic books in general. I enjoy, and like I've told you many times, I don't really read comic books that often. I'm more interested in just the artwork and just seeing the variety of it and just enjoying all kinds of different comics. It doesn't have to be like the best thing on the planet. In fact, you can write notes and be like, this comic was trash, right? You could send me, what was that Claremont book you really hated? You could send me that in Swedish, and I would love it, just because it's from you and because it's something a little bit different than we have here. The Sovereign 7, is that it? I always forget. Man, it is late at night. It's so cool that there's 25 of you guys hanging out with me as I'm walking around the neighborhood. Let's see, what were we talking about? I want a 7. A 7 of what, Rick? I think I lost in translation a little bit. Or I'm talking about, I lost my thought. My short-term memory is so bad, sometimes I forget what I just said like a minute ago. I'm hoping people aren't too upset at my ranting, raving on the main channel. I know some people are gonna watch that video and get like pissed off about it, but that's all right. Tomorrow I'll be banning lots of people on the main channel. Iron Fist 1. Oh, Iron Fist. Oh, you want a 7.0 of one? How much is a 7.0 going? My friend Sean sold me a really high grade one, probably like 6 years ago for pretty cheap, like $50 maybe. Wow, it's really high up there now. That's crazy. I really want to get a what is his first appearance? Marvel Premiere 15, is that the first Iron Fist? I think I'm gonna go after an 8.0 pretty soon, because those seem to be pretty cheap. Oh, you're Norwegian. Okay. I'm sorry, for some reason I thought you were in Sweden. So you're in Norway. Yeah, no, the address is in the video's description, and I would love to have some Norwegian comics for sure. That would be actually really awesome. Oh, you're working on your lightsaber? Oh, that's cool. What do you do on your lightsabers? Do you customize them, or you just build like really intricate ones? Or do you make like custom ones from scratch? I'm very curious. Oh, okay, very cool, John. So it's the Premier League and Celebration of Summer Series. Interesting. I have no idea what that means, but that sounds interesting. I'm assuming that's some kind of sports thing. I'm not sure. Oh, there's a little AC breeze coming out of that building. It actually felt really nice. A little bit of a cool breeze walking in this hot heat. I guess let's go see if we can get by the water. Take a nice little water look before. Hopefully it does. Oh, it's dripping water right there though. That's coming out of the AC or something. Man, that's like a leak in the building or something. Soccer. Okay, that makes sense. Or football internationally. Oh, that sounds really cool, actually, Michael. So you just make them look really dope and realistic, and you make them probably look like they're a little bit like weathered and all that kind of fun stuff. My friend Sean absolutely loves lightsabers. He's always obsessed with them. I don't know if he has any of those really fancy ones. What I really like are the ones that they make for the official lightsaber dueling leagues. The ones that can actually take a bit of a beating. I like those ones. Those ones are super cool. I want to become rich so I can get one for my friend Sean one day. So I can just smash it into things. Oh, man, this heat. I'm really happy I got out of the house though. I was feeling kind of like meh because I haven't moved my body much. But it's also so freaking hot out here. I told you guys a few nights ago or a little while ago, I've been trying to win 50 times and whatnot to do a 50 win video. And I think I'm at 24 wins now. Tonight I had one of my better wins. I won a Slab Comics on Bryce Comics tonight, but I also ended up breaking my comic fast and buying 2 comics. I got a 1 in 50 Peach Momoko Slab 98, and I got a, actually no, I bought 3. I bought a Audie Granoff Virgin variant. I think that was like $40. And I bought Chrissy Zulo Virgin variant. No, not a Virgin variant, just a regular variant, but for like $40, 98. All felt like really good prices. Yeah, no, I definitely on the spectrum. I know it affects the way I think and act. I didn't know until I was about 36. I always just thought I was from Mars and everything in the world just didn't make sense. Now it's like most people that are on the spectrum have to mask and hide who they are. And by doing that, they just live a miserable life. I don't mask anymore. It does make it really hard for me to have friends or really hard for me to see my family very often. Because a lot of times they'll invite me to big, giant family gatherings. And I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't do big gatherings. It's just my anxiety just gets too high. So I have to find ways to deal with things. Life is difficult in a lot of ways. But you know what? I find good ways to just find my joy. To me, life's all about finding that joy so that you can not focus on the struggles of life and focus more on the things that you absolutely love. You know, you still gotta, pay your bills and all that kind of stuff, but I try not to put too much energy into people that want to meld me into the format of what they think I should be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will pick up. It actually has not been that bad. I think we're still hitting like $1,000 sales on Saturday, maybe like 700 on Sunday, which is still pretty good, but not really enough for me to also buy a boatload of shit to do videos on. So I have to cut back on the videos, but I'm still catching up on my bills. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people that are on the spectrum are kind of forced to try to fit in society, and then they get made fun of because they don't fit very well, and it's difficult. It's very difficult. That's why when I was younger, I tried to morph to fit with my friends, which means I didn't keep friends very long. Now, as I get older, most of my friends are people that are compatible with who, like, I absolutely love hanging out with Jason. Jason's becoming a really good friend, and like when I hang out with him, I feel so comfortable. We just nerd out over comic books, and he's just like a really fun person to hang out with. And he's like, he invited me to his birthday party knowing that I would probably be uncomfortable. So he said, if you can make it, that would be wonderful, but I fully understand if you can't make it, because I know how, you know, it would be too much for you. So I had anxiety about it for a few days. Oh, I was trying to show you the thing, but I finally said, Jason, I don't think I can make it. And he said, you know what, that's okay, I fully understand. And because he was so accepting and you know, he understood, it just made it a lot nicer, and I still want to hang out with him. It's not like I don't want to hang out with him. I'm just not really good at hanging out in giant parties or giant, you know, groups of people, because if I don't know the people, I have anxiety about that. And then like I have a hard time processing all the noise to understand what people are saying. So half the time I'm at the party in a corner going, what did you say? What's going on? Huh? Oh yeah, that's cool. What? Huh? And it's like, it's so miserable. I can't. I'm so much better one-on-one. I've tried to explain that to my father. I really see him, because the only time he wants to talk to me is during, or have me hang out, is during giant, you know, family. Oh, it's Christmas, come over. We invited 50 of our friends. Or, you know, oh, it's your birthday. Let's get like 30 people together and have a party. I'm just like, I don't function like that. And I try to explain that. And then my brother, he gets very negative towards me. He's like, oh, why do you play these games? Why are you so mean? I'm like, I'm not. I have no control over it. So it's really hard. I actually don't get to see much or interact with my family at all. And it makes me very sad. But I could interact with my family and be absolutely miserable, or find the way to life that works and try to explain to my family. My mom makes time for me, but my mom's kind of on the spectrum too. So she, I think she's a lot more understanding. But yeah, now life can be very difficult when it comes to, you know, dealing with people and relationship kind of things. So I'm really bad at small talk. It just agitates me. If someone wants to randomly talk to me about their Aunt Bertha and lilacs or something, like I can't do it. I'm not really good. What usually happens is I'll go to big parties and people will be chatting small talk, and then someone will bring up a conversation about, let's say, comic books. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I know. I love talking about comic books. So I'm the rude guy, because I will butt in and start talking about comic books. And like, oh, where's this guy been for the 30 other conversations? So I can't be part of that conversation. And so I usually sit silent, actually. Oh, that sounds really, really awesome, Lars. I actually want to check that out. And Rick, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know. I just kind of wish sometimes that my family figured out a way to have me part of the life more without me having to put 100% of the effort into it. You know, it's just like, it's difficult. I'm barely trying to get myself out of the bed some days. I'm just trying to find a way in life, right? I'm not trying to always look up. Yeah. Well, what do you mean? Look for aliens, or just look positive? Cool thing is, my wife is pretty much on the spectrum too, and we meld together like perfectly. So I have a perfect partner in life that makes me so happy. And we're pretty sure our son is also on the spectrum. So his quirks perfectly are fine with us. We don't push him for any of his shyness or anything that bothers him. If he has a panic attack over something, I give him the space he needs, and then we figure it out and we make things work. That's the problem, is a lot of people feel like with people on the spectrum, if you yell and berate them enough, that all of a sudden they'll change. Doesn't work that way. Does not work that way at all. You can't change me by being mean at me. That kind of stuff. Yeah. I mean, my channel and channel in general are positive. I try to be as positive as I can, because I appreciate the joy of people and the joy in life, and I appreciate appreciate people finding their joy. So I try really hard to stay positive. Now, sometimes it's really hard for me not to be positive just because life is difficult. But there's a difference between struggling and depression, I guess. I'm not sure. Like, for a while there, he wanted to be a YouTuber. I think he kind of wants to be a game programmer, but that's kind of hard. I just want him to be a kid right now and figure out, or at least attempt. I always encourage him to attempt anything that he wants to try, just to see how much he likes it. Because it's better to try and fail than not try at all. Because at least if you try, you can realize, oh, I actually kind of like that. Like, he kind of likes creating games, and games have game creating mode. Like Roblox, he was creating some games the last few days. Like, I don't think he's figured out fully how to make them functional, but I think he's finding joy trying to figure it out. I'm trying to encourage him to use Bard or ChatGPT to ask questions, because it seems like both of those programs are really good at teaching you programming stuff. Yeah, exactly. Being yourself and loving yourself is super duper key. And therefore, at my age now, I'm no longer going to make compromises in myself just to make other people happy, if that makes sense. That's why I realized on my main channel, and I'm getting miserable from all the negative people, I realized, you know what, I'm just going to start blocking people, because I really don't need to listen to those people. It's not like I'm going to all of a sudden change just for them to ask me. So I'll just block them. If they don't want to be part of my life, or they think they need to give me tons of constructive criticism because they don't like something I do, that's all right. I can block them out of my life. It's a lot easier for me to do that than to work really hard to change for them. Let me see what you guys are saying. No, life is really hard at times, Rick. Like, there are weeks where, like, I suffer from burnout a lot. That's people on the spectrum, that's something they actually suffer pretty often, because I'm going at 120%, and I'll go and then I'll hit a wall that I just like smash into it, and then I have to pick up the pieces and find a way to keep going. And that's why I started, honestly, that's kind of why I started the walk channel, because the walk channel, there's so many times where I just want to sit and do nothing, and I think, I can't do it. And I come on here, and you guys are all so positive to me that it really inspires me. And so I really love the walking channel. It's really, really important to me. Especially means I'm autistic. It used to be called Asperger's, but since he was a Nazi, it's been changed to autism spectrum disorder. That's why I'm so quirky. Hey Serge, how are you? No, on my main channel, I keep having people kind of negative. If anytime I say something like, I'm having a hard time selling pops, people will be like, well, that's because you don't sell grails. You only sell cheaper pops, right? And it's not because Funko's doing a bad job in their mind, or it's not because the market's weakening, because not as many people are collecting because they don't like the games Funko. It's because I'm doing a bad job of not putting grails in the shop or something like that. And like, that kind of stuff is really agitating to me. I know I have a quirky other personality, and I think it's fun. I like being the Sean that loves comics, the Sean that loves collecting stuff, the Sean that loves telling stories about collecting, the Sean that loves sharing my life stories. Like, I love that Sean, and that's the Sean I want to be all the time. I don't want to be like the depressed, sad Sean who doesn't want to do anything in life because the negatives just get too overwhelming. Lars, did you get formally diagnosed? Because that's cool. I honestly, I feel like anytime I meet other people on the spectrum, it's like meeting my own people. The only thing is, a lot of people on the spectrum butt heads because we all have really strong opinions about things. But that's why, like, I remember in college, my best friend, or in high school, my best friend and I would have these giant debates over art and artists. And I learned back then that there's usually not one right answer that fits everyone, right? I found that it's more the like what each person feels is more directed to them than what, you know, like your favorite music or your favorite artist. It's more what's your favorite, right? It's not what's the best overall, because I don't think there is an answer to that, or there's no answer of who's an artist and who's not an artist, right? I think anyone who tries to be creative is an artist, no matter how good or how bad they are. Now, obviously, there's going to be some people that are absolutely fabulous, and like, but even the most fabulous artists, some people don't like, right? And then there's going to be some people that are kind of terrible, and they get really popular just because they maybe have really good social skills and they're able to like wine and dine and get people happy about what they're doing. So it's really, I always say with everyone, it's really a personal taste, and it's fun that we can all share those tastes together, but I never really find it okay to judge people for their tastes. It's best just to share your joy and help other people find their joy. And if you guys come together, like one of those diagrams that kind of overlap, if you guys overlap a little bit in the middle, that's awesome. All right, we got some drunk people yelling at me. I gotta start moving out of the way because the crazy drunk people are yelling at me, I think. I mean, I absolutely love Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby is the right answer. But here's the thing. If someone tells me they don't like Jack Kirby because they really like, I don't know, some mediocre modern artist, I'm not going to beat it over their head. Because maybe they never found the love of Kirby, or maybe there's something about his lines that don't work for him. But I personally think Jack Kirby is top 10 of all time, at least. Yeah, I sleep 8-9 hours every night. I get plenty of sleep. I am very well rested, but I never sleep the same 8 to 9 hours. Yeah, I'm moving fast, and I'm moving away. I'm not stopping there saying, hey, you gotta keep moving when you get crazy people in New York City. It is getting kind of late, because it is, like 1:30 now. So whoever's still out right now is kind of drunk. But yeah, I get plenty of sleep. I'm actually well rested most days. Only problem is I don't sleep the same 8 hours each day. When I was younger, I had to fit into society as society wanted. I was always tired, and I never slept well because I'd go to bed at midnight or 1, wake up at 6, feel exhausted, but I had to get up for school or college, and I didn't function. It wasn't until I realized I'm just better if I just stay up until I want to sleep. And then when I sleep when I want to sleep, I actually function way better, and I get a lot more done. I feel very productive with that. So I always say I live on a Mars time, because I think Mars has 25 hours a day about. So if I live on a 25-day schedule where I add maybe like an hour extra each day, so I go to bed an hour. Sometimes I go to bed a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit later, but it slowly cycles through. Like right now we're cycling through where I'll probably be in bed about an hour from now. Then tomorrow it might be like 4 or 5 a.m. and so on, and I just cycle through. So it makes life kind of difficult, because most people want you to be up when they're up and about. I just don't function that way. And that's why, like, someone Will who I deal with, where I buy stuff from him, he is awesome because he drops stuff off for me, and he gives me my time when I need it to pay for it and to figure it out. I love Will. Will is just so easy to work with because he knows how I am, and because of that, he's able to function how I function, and that's great. Yeah, when there's crazy people acting crazy, you just gotta keep moving. You give them time and access. That's how you're gonna get mugged or hurt. You just gotta keep moving. You know why? Because I don't really give a shit how they think about me. Just like everything else, they think that I look goofy walking around with a camera 2 a.m. That's okay. I'm weird and goofy. I'm just gonna keep moving. I don't need those people in my life. Just like I don't need the trolls in my life on the YouTube channel. And honestly, the last 6 months, I think I've been really sad about the main channel because it loses about 100 subscribers each month. I haven't found any kind of video types that do well. It does still do pretty well when I do like a live stream. It makes some revenue, maybe $10 on that video. But, oh my gosh, we got lots of rats out today. I realized if I start making content or live streaming and just talk about what I'm doing in the shop, and if there are people that are kind of negative about the shop or Pops or whatever, like right now I feel like the Funko community is very toxic. There's a lot of negative people in the community Because A, they've been burnt by everything that's happened, or B, everyone's yelling at each other about being a flipper. I've been called a flipper because I resell them, but I maybe a handful of times I've bought new stuff to sell, but I almost never buy new pops to sell. I just don't like buying new stuff to flip. I like buying collections because I know when I buy collections, it helps people out. So yeah, on the main channel, I think I'm just going to start blocking every negative comment. Just block it so I don't have to hear from them anymore. If they feel like they need to correct me or whatever, or judge me, or be negative towards me in any way, I don't really need them in my life. No, there's a difference between that and constructive criticism. I actually like constructive criticism. There's a huge difference. And there's also outright trolling where people are absolutely naked. Those people I've been blocking for years. But there are some of those people where I feel like I have to defend myself. I realize I don't need to. All right, I haven't really seen any garage sale signs for tonight. I don't know if there's going to be anything tomorrow. It's been hot and sweaty. I might, if it doesn't feel too hot, I might walk over to that park that I found stuff last week. Yeah, I don't know. Some people just get like an attitude. I had one guy that's in the comic community. He started leaving me kind of negative comments and they were upsetting me. And then I started telling him he was gaslighting me. And then I told him examples of gaslighting. And then he started gaslighting more using he did every single example. He did it one comment after another. So I realized, I'm giving him too much power. So I blocked him. I couldn't stand it anymore. But I see him on Whatnot all the time now. And he's doing all the things now. He's like entering contests and doing Whatnot and all that, where he was being negative to me about that. And he's on the presentation team for the comic book community awards. So seeing him in the community, it just it's kind of upsetting to me a little bit, just because it reminds me of how negative he was. I don't like when people are so negative. There's no room in my life for people that are that negative. It's not constructive criticism when I'm saying something back and you just keep repeating your point, because then it's no longer a conversation. It's just a judgment.
Are you live streaming?
Yeah. I know, and it really is true. But here's the thing: I've always been someone who's really, really enjoyed my community, and I've always been someone who responds to everyone. There's a lot of creators that don't respond to any comments. I respond to every comment. I read everything people say. I just have to get used to realizing that there are negative people out there that don't like what I do, or kind of jealous of what I do or whatever. I'm just going to have to block those people. If I keep giving it power, I'm not going to work on the main channel, and that makes me kind of sad because I put 8 years of my life into it, and it's still a thing that I would like to work and have some success. Yeah, Tina, we can talk about it if it's the same person. Tina, are you on Facebook? Because I would love to chat with you on Facebook, or just have a place we can chat. Because I know you're on Instagram, and Instagram is usually where I chat with people. But we can, and the person I'm talking about also says how nice he is and how positive he is. But he's still, I don't know, it just feels very negative towards me at least. I don't know. Maybe it's two different people. Yeah, I don't know. It's getting a little weird. The drunk level is getting a little high here. And the little groups of people, I don't know if they're going to be kind of weird or not. You never know when a drunk person's going to show off for their friend by being a total, douchehead. Okay, I'll email you. No, I know 60K it was a lot of work, but it's a good sized channel. That's what I'm sad about is I wanted to hit 100K. I would love to get the play button, because I felt like that would be a reward for all, and I've been at it for 8 years. The only problem is in the last year, I've lost 1,000 subscribers. So I've gone in the wrong direction for a year. And that's when I experienced burnout. When the thing stops working and I start going negative, that's when it burns me out. I see someone like Top Pops, who I like Top Pops. I like him as a person. He's been always really friendly to me. He's been on my channel several times. He's communicated with me. He's always been very positive. So I like Top Pops. And he's doing he's done some shorts now, and he's gaining 1 million subscribers in 2 months. It's crazy to me. I would love to have that kind of success. Tina, just email me at popfuzz@popfuzz.com and I'll just write you back who it is. We can have a little conversation if you want. And then maybe I can get you to get an Instagram account just so you have somewhere to talk to people, because I'm sure there's lots of other people that you would love to chat with in the comic community and whatnot. But yeah, no, it'd be just nice to have a place we can communicate a little bit. Because you're always so positive to me, Tina. I like having you in my life. You feel like such a positive force of beautiful energy, and I absolutely love that. Appreciate you, Tina. I hope you know that. I hope you know I really appreciate you. You do a lot for me, so it's super positive. Yeah, well, I like Instagram because I like seeing all the fun art, and I follow a lot of artists. And you get update, like Bryce was doing his big, giant whatnot sale today. And so I didn't know of it, but then Allison's like, oh, Bryce just posted on Instagram. So I popped on. Like, Instagram is a good place to kind of get information. And I'm sure if you go on Instagram, you'll find people that do Instagram on just vintage jewelry, right? There's going to be someone who posts daily a beautiful rhinestone brooch or something that you would find gorgeous, and you would actually probably enjoy that, I think. Yeah, I know the whole Fun Day thing, they screwed up. I have a feeling some of the employees were doing it on purpose because the Funko company is really just firing a lot of people and screwing with the company, and it's just becoming where it's no longer a fun company, it's a cash grind, right? That's true. So with Top Pops, I think he just finds his joy in Pops, and he's never been someone to go negative. So I think it's hard for him to go negative because it's been his thing for 6 years, and his success is being positive about it. I on the other hand don't like to go negative, so I haven't talked about it at all. I'm just not promoting Pops anymore like I used to, because I haven't really been happy with Funko since the New York Comic Con. I couldn't get into the Fun Days event. I tried every possible way to get into it, and I couldn't get into it. And then the day after, people were like, oh, you should have asked me. I had extra tickets. I'm like, why did you have extra tickets? I couldn't get one. It means you bought extra, which denied someone like me. And so it means a lot of people didn't get into it because people were buying extra tickets they didn't need. But yeah, no, that's the same people getting mad at Top Pops and probably the same people getting mad at me and all that. Tina is the best. I love that I can go into so many different comic streams and Tina's there being super positive and stuff. I think it's awesome. It's all right. The car was fine. I saw where it was. I know how to run a little bit faster when the cars get close. That's right. I'm not reading when I'm talking. I'm looking forward, and then I have to look back to see what you guys are saying. It's so hot out. All right, that's awesome. Was it in another stream? What happened tonight that Tina really helped cheer you up? I'm just curious now. Tina always cheers me up. Tina shows up to like every one of my streams in the first 10 seconds. It's like she's ready to go to hang out with Sean, and that's the coolest freaking thing ever. I love that. All right, quick cross. It was just in the chat room here. Well, that's awesome. I think it's super cool. Super cool. That's why, everyone in the Walk channel really gets along, and it's such a beautiful thing. You guys are all becoming friends. You all know each other. You're chatting with each other. I know there's some people that kind of lurk in the background, but I know they enjoy each other's company. And all of it is awesome. And I'm just a guy that's on different hours, and yet somehow, whatever hour of the day, Tina usually is able to find where I'm at. Well, I'm happy she made you feel better, Rick. I hope you feel better in general. I know not feeling mentally well is never fun. Whether it's depression, anxiety, or anything mixed together, it's always kind of the worst. I've gone through it. I used to think a lot of my anxiety was depression. But once I realized the way my brain works and found ways to deal with the universe a little bit better, it actually helped a lot. So like, I have my days where I get depressed, but I also find it a lot easier for me to pull myself out of that depression and find my joy. I mean, that's one reason why I started doing YouTube, because it's a way for me to share what I enjoyed. And like my very first 2 or 3 videos were just doing comic hauls. That's all I want to do is show cool comic books. I was really awkward and weird. You watch those older comic videos and they're just like very awkward and weird, and yet I had fun doing them. And then just, you know, I found my voice after years of not having one. And you know what, Mr. Brightside, that is awesome. I love that so many of you guys put the stream on in the background while you're working on a fun project or working on something at work. I think it's just so cool that my voice, you can just hang out and listen to my stories and it helps. Yeah, I remember being a kid up at like 3 a.m, afraid that aliens were gonna get me, and just sitting under the covers wide awake for like 4 or 5 hours straight. And then when the birds would start chirping, I would feel such a joy and a relief knowing that the sun was coming back up and I didn't have to be scared anymore. And like, you know, I didn't have anything better to do than sit under my blankets. Now it's just like, if I'm up in the middle of the night, I can walk around and stream to people all over the world. There's someone watching the stream right now that's like 2 p.m. I think it's amazing. I think it's so cool that like New York City, I'm hanging out, walking around, kind of in a weird, creepy at night. And there's people on the other side of the world watching me walk around. And other people are up in the middle of the night, and people, you know, in Washington State, people all over. Honestly, I don't understand how anyone could be bored anymore. There's always a list of a billion things I need and want to do, and like little time to get any of it done. Yeah, exactly. I think a lot more people just need to find their self and their joy, and maybe share that and realize that it's okay to be a little bit different in the world. Maybe not fit in perfectly, but still find a way to make it a positive life, a joyful life. Exactly. And I think that's why probably people have always enjoyed my channels, because I'm quirky and different, but I'm always just sharing my joy, and I'm not like pretending to be anything. I'm really that guy that thinks about comic books and toys and collectibles all day, and think of ways to collect more of it and ways to share it, and then fun ways to like make cool videos on it, and then repeat the process every day. Coffee break. Music is 7 out of 10. It's funny, the other day I finally got my first copyright claim. I forgot the rights of music. And it was 3 minutes of the Grateful Dead, but they didn't claim any of the revenue or anything. They just said it was a copyright notice, but that the copyright owner was doing nothing about it. And I think that's the way the Grateful Dead's always been. So I thought that was the freaking coolest thing. I've never really been that big of a Grateful Dead fan, but I love how they've always been positive towards people, like, you know, recording their concerts back in the day and sharing that love of their music. I think that's pretty cool. Whereas usually some weird modern hip hop thing or something, or modern electro techno music, that'll get like claimed and like shut your video down and stuff. Well, I appreciate that, Tina. I love when I hit my super joyous spots. I think it's the best. Let's see. I can't see the emoji, so usually, no, actually I see the smiley faces. Yeah, no, well, here's the thing. I don't suffer from insomnia because I don't try to sleep in the middle of the night when I don't want to sleep. Because I no longer try to fit into the 9 to 5 pattern of life. What I do is I just, when I'm awake, I'm productive. And when I need the sleep, I sleep. Sometimes my family misses me, you know, cool kid in Allison misses me a little bit, because I barely see them in some days, and then other days I got to spend all day with them. You know, today I've been, I've been trying to do the whatnot, so I'm hanging out with a cool kid at my office where he's playing video games while I'm entering stuff, and then at night we're back home at the apartment, and we're watching movies. I'm still trying to win whatnot stuff. My goal right now, I need to win 50 items. I think once I hit 50, I'll have to cut it back a bunch. But I'm at 23, so I'm almost halfway there. I think it's gonna be a really fun video because I think even if you're broke, if you try really hard and you kind of grind it out, you can win a lot of cool stuff for free and whatnot. And I did buy 3 comic books for about 150 bucks today. No, 40, 70, yeah, 150, 160. But I won a slab as well in that stream. So, I've won a $50 item, bunch of $20 to $30 items, and then a whole bunch of like $2 to $3 items. All that kind of stuff. All right, it's really hot and I'm getting really tired. I don't think I've gone the full 10,000 steps, but I think I'm gonna have to call it quits because it's just too hot. It's kind of hard to walk when it's in the heat. Hopefully next week it's supposed to get cooler a couple of days. I should be able to do longer walks, I think. I don't know about tomorrow. I might not be able to do a garage sale walk because I think it's going to be just too hot. It's supposed to be like 95 the middle of the day. Ugh. Okay, let me flip the camera. This has been a great scene. I'm really happy you guys were listening to me rant today. I appreciate it. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for walking around with me. And I can't wait to do it again. But I need to shower and drink a beverage and cool down. All right, see you guys soon. Bye. I don't know how to turn this. All right, bye. I always hit the button and then it starts the chat. Yeah, I grind 12 hours a day. It's just not the same 12 hours each day. Okay, I'll see you guys soon.